Welcome, my name is Kyle for the win, and here is my full in-depth breakdown of the new Modern Warfare 4K gunfight gameplay. We're going to go through absolutely everything. We're going to play the video super slow so we can get absolutely everything and break everything down. This is going to be maybe a pretty long video, so hopefully you guys go to enjoy it. Let me just go over here into the settings really quick and make sure that we are very slow so that we can break everything down. Half speed may be too fast, so let's go ahead and just jump into this and begin breaking everything down. So the first thing that we are going to break down here is 2 seconds within the video, and this is a new map, or one of the gunfight specific maps, and this one is called Pine, and the game mode is called Operation Gunfight, which is small team multi-round cage matches. First team to reach the round limit wins, which is basically getting 2 enemy kills. So here's a little overview of the map, which is really cool. So as we keep playing here, we can see basically the same sort of screen, and the coolest thing about this, in my opinion, is that they have kind of that same kind of overview of the map that they did from Infinite Warfare, which is really cool. You can kind of see the sort of zones of the map in the certain areas. So now we can actually, let me actually full screen this really quick for you guys. So now we can actually see the physical full gameplay. So as we can see here, the loadout that this character has is what I believe is just a loadout that they give you from the beginning of the match. So you jump into the match, you get this as your gun and primary and secondary weapon and stuff like that, and that's what you start with and play with through the entire round, or maybe even 2 rounds. I guess we'll have to see when that game comes out. But as we can see here, the primary weapon is the Model 680 shotgun, which appears to be a 2-shot shotgun from close range. Then the secondary weapon is the AK-47. Either the attachments are whited out, or they are, or this gun just doesn't have any attachments, but as you can see here in the bottom of the screen, it says AK-47 compensator. So the AK-47 has a compensator. I don't know what this attachment does, but there we go. And the tactical is the stun grenade, the lethal is the throwing knife. It is 2-2. The score is down here. You can actually switch the gun between single fire and automatic, which is the first in Call of Duty ever, without an attachment, which I think is really cool. Of course, the standard AK has 30 bullets in the clip and 60 in reserve because this is a gunfight gameplay. So that's really cool. Here you can see the team. And as we jump into this gameplay, it counts down, of course, just like regular Call of Duty games. And here is something that we notice. The sprint animation is very different compared to previous Call of Duty games. Normally in Call of Duty, when you sprint, you have the gun down by your side, and you are sprinting with the gun down at your side. So when you find an enemy, your gun naturally goes up, and you can get that kill. In Modern Warfare, when you sprint, the gun is straight up in the air, and then when you stop to aim down sights, your gun goes down, which is something very new and different compared to previous Call of Duty games. So the character here runs through the middle of the map and aim down sight. And one thing I want you guys to notice is when he mantled, the gun is upwards, kind of like what they did in Call of Duty Ghosts, which is really cool. So basically it adds and makes the Call of Duty game feel faster, which is always good news. So he drops down here. Again, another thing to notice is the movement. When he's moving here, let me actually slow this down all the way down to 25 so I can talk while he moves. One thing I want you guys to notice is when he moves, or when the character model moves, you are moving from your center mass, which is something very new to Call of Duty. Normally you move from the gun, and the gun is the primary point of view. Here you can actually see the iron sights of the AK-47, which look really nice like usual, and he gets a nice kill on this guy. As you can see here, you get the first kill notification, you get the calling card and emblem popping up just like in previous Call of Duties, and it actually goes 2-1, and you get 110 score for getting the first blood. And as you can see here in the top, there is no health regen. This enemy just killed, or this friendly just killed an enemy, which means there's 1 enemy left. There is no health regen in this mode. Something else to kind of talk about there as well. And here is the Model 680 shotgun, which appears to have a laser sight. So it also kind of seems like this mode, this new mode that they have here in the game, when you have a weapon, sometimes the attachments are whited out, so you don't really know what's actually on your weapon. So that's really interesting. And here he is still playing here, looking for the other enemy, and I think he gets the kill here in 2 seconds. Let me go ahead and bring this back to half speed. There we go. Back to half speed. And yeah, so apparently this shotgun is a 2-shot shotgun unless you're really close, and he gets the final kill, and then they win the round. So it appears that the teams that are going to be in this game are the Allegiance and the Coalition. For some reason, there's no commentators yet. I don't know if that's because the game is in too early of a state, or if that is because of other reasons that it's just not in the mode yet or something like that. So I'm not really sure why there's no announcers, but that is pretty cool. The logos for Coalition and Allegiance are really, really cool looking. We'll find out what those are when that game actually comes out. So now we can see here, we can see a brand new gun. Again, notice the sprinting animation is they're holding the gun upright, which is very new to Call of Duty. As we can see here, it looks like this gun has an angled grip, a red dot sight type of attachment, and that appears to be it on the gun. And we actually don't know what this gun is called, but this is a new gun because it was not in the original gameplay that we saw from the live stream on last week. And again, this little lethal or tactical grenade looks to be a smoke grenade, and he has a throwing knife. Again, one thing I want you guys to notice is the HUD is completely clean. There's no specialist, there's no manual healing, there's just the regular standard HUD from previous Call of Duty games. You can see there's 39 seconds in the round. They're up 3-1. This is the Allegiance team. Again, notice that single fire ability there if you hold triangle. And again, this assault rifle has 30 bullets in the clip. So as he moves forward here, he actually brings the gun back down, and here is a look at the irons, or at the red dot sight. Looks really, really nice, and just looks like really good. Here's continuing here with the gameplay. You can see he gets the first kill again, and look at that. He got 150 extra score for getting a headshot, which is really cool. So maybe a tip to get XP. The reload animations are really cool. There'll be more stuff about reloading here in future gameplays. Wall banging does appear to be a thing, and he gets the final kill, which is really cool. And that is a brand new assault rifle weapon, which is really, really cool as well. Now we can see a new sniper rifle, and this sniper rifle appears to have a stock attachment on it. I don't know if this is, or if this has a scope already as an attachment, but it looks really cool. Looks like there is sliding to be confirmed in this game, crouching, and something about the sniper scope, which is really cool, is that there's actually a black border around here where my mouse cursor is, which is very interesting. You can see the scope. The scope looks very, very clear, which I think is something that's really, really cool, and looks like very, very fun to snipe here in this game. Doesn't look too difficult, doesn't look super easy either, as we'll go into more depth on that here in a little bit. But we can see that the equipment is a Molotov, and again, either a stun grenade or a smoke grenade. Not quite sure exactly what that is, but that is really, really cool as well. So we don't know the name of this sniper rifle either, but it is a bolt action sniper as well, which is really, really cool. The aesthetic look of this gun is really, really nice as well. But one thing you guys can notice is that the gun play and the movements are very, very smooth within this game, which I think is very, very awesome, and I think will definitely be very popular with the community when the game comes out, because the smoother a Call of Duty game is, the happier people are and the more people enjoy it. So that's really, really cool. And the graphics just look fantastic. The game just looks really, really good graphic wise, and I think that's huge. So as you can see here, he tried to quickscope the guy, missed, and he aims in again and once again misses the quickscope. So quickscoping is not going to be easy in this game as it appears here in this gameplay, but who knows what will happen come the actual launch of the game. So here is actually a revolver, which is the 357 holographic sight. So I guess this is a holographic sight for this 357 Magnum, which looks really cool. And it appears, as we watch this gameplay, it appears to be a 2-shot from close range, which seems interesting. Hopefully they're not too overpowered and overbalanced, or basically overpowered, because nothing is worse than getting outgunned by a pistol in Call of Duty. It's super, super annoying. Now here we actually see what the M19 pistol, which I've seen in previous gameplays, and this has a silencer and a laser sight on it, or maybe that's a flashlight attachment. I'm not quite sure exactly what that is, and I think this may be an extended mags attachment as well. The really cool thing is that we can actually kind of dissect what attachments are on this gun based on the HUD in the bottom right hand corner of the screen, which is really cool. So we know it's silenced, we know it has a flashlight or a laser sight type attachment, which is really cool, and maybe even extended mag. So I think that's really cool that you can actually see what attachments you've had or you have on your gun. And as you can see, this pistol is pretty weak. I'm guessing this is the first pistol you're gonna get. Again, this guy is kind of in a rough spot because he's weak and only has 54 health left. Again, no health regen in this mode. Probably in TDM, domination, etc., there will be health regen. We don't know if it's manual or automatic health regen yet. We'll have to find out here on August 1st when the full multiplayer reveal goes live, which I will cover here on the channel. And again, he gets that final kill with the pistol. So again, very interesting there as well. So really, really cool. Now here we can see a lever action gun. I don't know if this is a sniper rifle or if this is actually just an assault rifle of some kind, but it looks really, really cool. Here he throws what appears to be a stun grenade, gets that nice little stun right there with the the hit marker showing up, and he gets a headshot, which is an insta kill on the enemy, which is really cool. And here he pulled out his sniper once again. This appears to be a red dot sight type of attachment. He gets 1 shot, 2 shots, so it appears that this is a 2-shot sniper rifle, which is really, really cool. And again, the aesthetic looks really nice, and there's also a decent amount of recoil on the guns, which I will talk about again as we see the future gameplays, which is really, really interesting and new to Call of Duty as well. Here we see what a brand new LMG. This looks like the MG42 from World War II, but as we can see here for the attachments, it looks like he has a grip attachment, he has a reflex sight, and I don't know what any other attachments that he has, but for his equipment, he looks like to have a frag grenade or a Semtex grenade. And again, notice the single fire thing here, and there's 100 bullets, pardon me, in the clip and 100 in reserve, which is really cool as well. So one thing I wanted you guys to notice is the recoil of the guns is quite high in this game. You have to be really careful. And he actually misses a few shots because of the recoil on the gun, but which is really interesting. I mean, look how much he's missing. So it looks like the recoil is pretty high in this game, but he was able to wallbang that guy, so this gun may have FMJ as well. So the recoil on the guns is going to be a factor in this game, so which is really, really nice because then you can't get really cheap, easy kills. So here we see a new map as well. This map is called King, and again is the Operation Gunfight mode, which is the 2v2, and it says Combat Zone up here. I'm not really sure what that is. Maybe that's another map name, so it says Combat Zone King as the map, which is really cool. Basically, it's a Kill House remake, which is really awesome as well. So it appears that all these cage match modes or maps are just solely in this mode, which is really cool. I think that's really creative. And again, we get that overview of the map just like we did in Infinite Warfare, which is really awesome. And here we see the M13 assault rifle, which looks really cool. I feel like this gun is going to be very, very popular when the game actually comes out. Again, the attachments are whited out, so we can't see what the attachments are, but we can assume based off of what we see here in the top left corner of your screen is that this gun has a grip, a silencer, an ACOG sight, and finally a stock, which is really, really cool. Very nice to see that there is stock back in this game. The silencer just sounds fantastic in this game. Really looking forward to seeing how the suppressor is in this game, because I do love running silencers in Call of Duty on almost all of my guns if they are good with it, because I like being stealthy, being able to traverse around the map without having enemies know where I am. I think that's a really big factor for how I play the game. So on the pistol, again, this is the M19 pistol. He has a suppressor, a laser sight or a flashlight attachment, and finally a red dot sight, and he has a stun grenade and a frag grenade as his equipment. Again, you have the option of going single fire in this game, which is very, very interesting. And I actually can't believe I forgot to talk about the time to kill in this game. As we can see here, in about 2 seconds, he may get a kill, I believe, here in a minute. But I'm not quite positive. So as you can see, it press R3 to mount, which is obviously his button layout. So that's very, very interesting. And the time to kill, there we go, he gets the kill. So it appears that the silencer does take a little bit longer to kill an enemy. Let me actually back up there a minute because I missed something. But the time to kill looks very, very nice. Again, as I said in my other video, I was hoping that when it came to this game that they had a nice middle ground on the time to kill, and it appears that they did that. It looks like a mixture between Modern Warfare Remastered and Black Ops 4. It's kind of right in that middle, kind of Black Ops 2 time to kill. Again, the hit detection is very, very nice. As you can see, he didn't miss a shot. And one thing I want you guys to notice is he is reloading the gun while aiming down sights, which is something new that was added in Modern Warfare, which we've known about for quite a while. But I think that's really a cool feature in this game, that you are able to reload while aiming down sights, because it's just a very tactical thing to do. For example, if you're reloading and you're aiming down sights and you're going around a corner, you can cancel that reload and just shoot the enemy while your sights are still up, so you don't have to press square, reload the gun, and then have your gun back up and maybe potentially lose a gunfight. So I think that's really cool. Again, it does promote camping a little bit, so we'll have to be careful about that come the actual launch of the game. But again, I think it's really cool that you are able to reload your gun by aiming down sights. I think that's really cool. Again, the sprint animation, he has the gun straight up, which is very interesting, and is going to be something that's definitely going to take a little bit of getting used to, but I don't think it'll take getting used to too long at all, which I think is really cool. Again, hopefully there's no crutch perks with it. Here you see the reload again being, he has the ability to reload while aiming down sights, which is really cool. And again, it's just a feature of the game. There's nothing, there's no perk with that. So here is another shotgun. I think this is a new shotgun. I don't think this is the M10. This looks kind of like the M1014 from Modern Warfare 2, so that's really cool. Again, straight up, and it takes 1 shot and 2 shot. As far as I know, it seems like the shotguns aren't very overpowered in this game, which is very, very nice. Again, things are always subject to change, and I don't think it'll be any different here within Modern Warfare. Again, if you get really close to somebody, it'll be an insta-kill, which is, of course, makes sense when it's a shotgun in Call of Duty. The closer you get, the higher the damage is going to be, and the quicker you'll be able to get a kill. Again, here's a view of the LMG. Again, same attachments, nothing new, just, again, a big emphasis on the recoil. The recoil is a lot higher than it is in Black Ops 4. You're gonna definitely not be able to just laser people from across the map. You're actually gonna have to use some skill, actually aim down sights, and I think that's a really, really cool addition to the game. I'm really, really happy to see that. And again, here we see the sniper rifle. He misses the shot there. So again, sniping isn't going to be the easiest thing in the world. You have to be really careful. Again, let me actually go back to that. You notice that he actually has a muzzle flash on his sniper rifle. That's huge, because now you'll be able to know where snipers are from a distance, which is really huge, and basically is a better way of knowing where the enemy that's sniping is shooting at you from. So I think that's a really cool feature. I'm really happy to see that they have a muzzle flash here in this game. Again, there is a steady here, so you can just hold your breath when you aim down sights, which I think is really, really cool. And that's just right from other previous Call of Duty games, so that's really cool as well. And yeah, so I mean, there's pretty much nothing to repeat here in this video. There's a whole lot of stuff to break down. I mean, it's just crazy how many features there are in this game and all sorts of stuff like that, but I mean, it's really cool. Here we again see the 357 Holo, and that guy only has 15 HP, so he gets that one easy kill. But again, big emphasis, it's not going to be as easy to aim and kill enemies as it was in Black Ops 4. I think it's going to be a very different feeling Call of Duty game, which is both good and bad at the same time. So here we see the final map here in this gameplay. This is Combat Zone Stack, or that's what the map is called. And again, this is the 2v2 Operation Gunfight mode, which looks really, really cool. And again, here we see that nice overview of the map, just like we had in Infinite Warfare, which I really, really like, because you can actually see the lens of sights, the lanes, and I think that's really cool. So once again, we see that same Model 680 and AK-47 loadout from previously in the video, which is really cool as well. Again, let me move a little bit forward here. Not too far forward, but a little bit forward, so I'm not wasting your guys' time. Again, the throwing knife is back in this game. Again, one thing I want you guys to really take in mind is that there are no specialists in this game. As you can see, there's no specialist down here in the HUD. There is no health regen, but that is because it is just the mode itself, and they just did that. As I said, in TDM and Kill Confirmed and Domination and modes like that, there will probably be time to kill and stuff like that, so manual healing, which is really great. And now we see another new weapon. Now this looks sort of like the LB5A2 from previous games, including Battlefield and Rainbow Six Siege, which looks really cool. As we can see, this gun appears to have maybe a compensator, maybe a long barrel attachment, a reflex sight, an extended mags attachment, and finally a grip, or maybe that's just the grip of the weapon. I'm not really sure, but it looks like this gun has 3 attachments, and I think that's extended mags right there. So the thing that I really like about this gun is that besides the recoil, which is pretty high, it has a very high damage. I think this is going to be a very popular assault rifle in the pro scene. Again, he's reloading from aiming down sights, which is really a cool feature. Again, single fire abilities, holding the gun straight up is another feature of the game, and I don't know, I really like this gun. It seems like it's really, really good, really powerful, and maybe a go-to gun for the pros. We'll just have to see. And again, I love that recoil ability, or that recoil, and the slow fire rate. It looks like a very, very powerful gun, and I'm really excited to see what this gun has to offer. Again, now here's the LMG again, but this time it has an ACOG sight and a grip, and I think maybe FMJ is built into this gun, I'm not quite sure. But we can see again the single fire ability, stun grenade, and finally this looks to be the Bouncing Betty returning from Modern Warfare 3 back into Modern Warfare, which is really cool. Again, hopefully this isn't too overpowered. Hopefully it is counterable, as in you can just go prone and avoid it. I hope that is in the game, because that would be really annoying if that wasn't in the game and it just, you know, happened that way and you just got blown up and there was no way of living. But again, notice the recoil. Again, he is using an ACOG sight, so the recoil is bound to be higher because he is using an ACOG sight. But again, even when he was using the reflex, there was still quite a bit of recoil. So again, keep that in mind whenever you get you get Modern Warfare. I don't know if there's going to be a beta or not. I'm going to say no, there's not going to be a beta at the moment, due to the fact that we are already almost in August, and normally we would have had a beta by now, so I think that's okay in a way. And again, here's a look at the regular iron sight, a 357 revolver. It looks really, really nice. Looks a lot like the 44 Magnum from Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3, but again, it doesn't really matter. Again, this guy has 68 health, so keep that in mind when he actually gets the kill. This is probably a 2-shot revolver, but he goes up here and bam, misses that shot. And again, the sprinting animation, and then he misses again, and then finally gets the kill. So again, keep in mind, recoil is going to be a big factor in this game, which I think is great. I'm honestly tired of Call of Duty games where there is no recoil on any of the guns. Again, it looks like there's a wide variety of attachments for each different weapon in the game, which is really, really cool. He has a reflex sight here on his Magnum. And again, it seems very hard for them to aim. I don't know if that's actually a feature of the game or not, but he gets this guy. And I think that is going to do it for the footage, guys. I really hope you enjoyed my full detailed breakdown. Hopefully it made sense. I apologize for repeating so many things, but there is just a lot of stuff to repeat. Here's the final clip of him using the lever action sniper rifle. I mean, there's just so much stuff to talk about and a lot of things to emphasize. Again, here in this clip, notice that the main focus of the gunplay is actually from the body, not from the gun, which is something that's really confusing to say and kind of wrap your head around, but that's how it goes. And I mean, this gameplay, as I said, looks really, really good. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the in-depth breakdown. It was quite a long video, I assume, probably around 15 to 20 minutes long. So I would really appreciate if you guys would give it a like rating. I did another video earlier today showing off the full detailed gameplay of everything without any commentary over it, which is really cool as well. So anyway, guys, leave a like if you guys enjoyed, subscribe if you are new, check out all of my other recent Black Ops 4 videos, and I will see you guys on another Modern Warfare video very, very soon.